Hello everyone and welcome to Sharp Dress Gaming, and today we're back with some more Pokemon VGC 2017, Wayward 2 Worlds, and we are back once again with the Sunroom team. I'm hoping to have a new team by hopefully next week. I'm going to be really busy this weekend, so I'm not sure that I'll be able to get it together, but the boy, Sketchy Smeargle, slid me a few teams, so I want to try them out, see how they work, because they look pretty neat, but that being said, I think this team has come to its full potential. I don't know what else we can change on it. Maybe like an item on Torkoal is really it. But that being said, I did change a few things before this episode. One thing, actually, the Oranguru, I put the 1-speed IV, so it now outspeeds Magnezone, so that under Trick Room, it is slower. So then we can get Insured Instructs off. So, once again, Lilligant, Hariyama, Torkoal, Araquanid, Magnezone, and the Oranguru. You know what, I didn't change though, the Ipapa Berry on the Magnezone. It's supposed to have Ipapa Berry, it has citrus. You know, we'll deal with it for right now. If we do use this team again, I will put Ipapa Berry on there. Speaking of using this team again, I'm not going to be using this one again, but I did sign up for the International Challenge, or whatever it's called, on the Battle Spot ladder. So, what I'm thinking about doing, because I would like put up as many battles as I could get, but I'm thinking I'll do all the battles off screen and then do save the best ones and show them to you guys. So if you guys want to see that, be sure to let me know. But we do have a opponent here, Nosrim, with Alolan Ninetales, Tapu Lele, Porygon 2, Alolan Muck. What's that thing called? Freaking Pheromosa and Celesteela. So this team is like counter Trick Room. Not really, but it's the Tapu Lele, and that stops our Hariyama, so it's like, yeah, I know. But I might want to bring Hariyama in the back just for the duck. The Clan of the Duck. I think we bring Magnetic Zone, though. Then, I want to bring Hariyama for the duck, but I want to bring Oranguru to set up the Trick Room. Or we go Araquanid. I don't think Araquanid really does much, though. And if the duck has frickin' Thunderbolt, then we bone. So I'm going to bring Hariyama in the back. That way, hopefully, we can get rid of Tapu Lele before we have to bring in Hariyama. The unfortunate thing with that is then we have a duck sitting there just doing whatever it wants to while we wait for Tapu Lele to go away. So maybe not great. Hopefully, we at least stay on the Wi-Fi this time. I tried to record this episode earlier today, and I kept getting dropped right as the battle started. So hopefully, that's not the case any longer. Nosrim, you ready to get bopped? I mean, most likely it'll be me getting bopped. This team is pretty good for what it is, I think. I think it does have its flaws, obviously. It has a hard time against Lele, because there's not really a good way to set up Trick Room. I mean, I guess I could have still set up Trick Room. I could have went, like, Magnezone and Oranguru, but Pheromosa Tapu Lele, that would have been really devastating for that lead, too, because Pheromosa, well, what am I trying to say? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess I could have probably still gotten Trick Room up. I'm not 100% sure, but if he predicted like my protects or something, he could possibly knock us out. So that's the only thing. Question mark: does Lilligant outspeed the Farah? Because if that's not the case, we're in big doo-doo. So I'm going to erupt and after you on the Torkoal. I believe I EV'd this Lilligant to outspeed Pheromosa when it's under the sun. But I could be mistaken. I could have just went to, like, the speed tier under Pheromosa. We'll find out here. We will find out here. Unless it's, like, Adamant or Modest Pheromosa instead of... Yep, we're faster. Perfect. Perfect. Eruption. And if this isn't Focus Sash Pheromosa, it's dead. Oh, it's dead, boy. I mean, that crit didn't matter. The thing is now the Lele comes and kills my Torkoal. Oh, it goes after the Lilligant. That is best case scenario because we don't need to max speed to outspeed Pheromosa, so I have a little bit of HP, so we're even able to live. But I do have Focus Sash also on the Lilligant, so P2. But the nice thing now is that we might be able to knock out this Lele. Actually, you know what I do here? No shame. We protect Torkoal, protect Lilligant. Double protecto. I mean, if he goes for the Shattered Psyche, on my Torkoal or my Lilligant, it's going to be bad. But if he just goes straight Psychic, I just don't know what the Porygon 2 is going to want to do. Because it's not going to want to Trick Room here, because then my Torkoal is just the fastest thing on the field, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't... Lele didn't protect, so I could have just knocked out Lele there. I was kind of hoping it would protect. Yeah, it goes for Psychic, we're fine. Hits the Lilligant again. What does the P2 want to do? Try Attack. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I am fine with that. Let's Erupt and after you. That'll take out the Lele and do big damage to P2, enough to where Hariyama will be able to take it out when it comes in again. I guess I'm kind of surprised. I don't know. You would think that the Lele would go for Psychic onto the Torkoal, and then the Porygon 2 attack the Lilligant, if that's what he was trying to get at, because you need more damage on the Torkoal than the Lilligant. It does look like he Tri-attacks Torkoal once again. That's still... Oh, that does a lot of damage still. Brings us down to a point where we will have to rely on Flamethrower. Celesteela. Boy, come here. I'm just going to attack into the Celesteela. I mean, I really don't have to. I really don't have to do anything, to be honest with you. I'm just going to Flamethrower the Celesteela. After you, the Torkoal. Because we got Magnezone and Hariyama in the back. Oh, yep. Celesteela protects. I kind of thought he would, but then he didn't protect the top of Lele earlier, so that was my thought process there. Flamethrower is going to do nothing for the Celesteela. P2 is going to try attack the Torkoal. Yep. I mean, honestly, I probably would have try attacked the Lilligant. So I go Magnezone here. And neither of these Pokemon can touch Magnezone, which is perfect. Perfect. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright. We Thunderbolt Celesteela. And then I'm going to Sleep Powder the Porygon just so it can stop getting damage off. So I prefer it stop that right now. And then on the following turn, we could even, after you Thunderbolt the Celesteela, if he goes for like Substitute this turn, I mean, he might stick around just because I can't necessarily take out the Porygon 2 very easily. As far as he knows. He doesn't know I have Hariyama sitting in the back. Sleep Powder connects. Lilligant's been on that Sleep Powder grind lately. Unfortunately, in the lost episodes, Lilligant was... Heavy Slam, and probably Lilligant. Lilligant was nailing Sleep Powders left and right, but then we get disconnected, so... So I'm proud of Lilligant lately. Get the Beast Boost. Don't be Special Defense. It's Attack. Perfect, that's fine. Porygon is going to sleep for this turn. And Thunderbolt will get unleashed into the Celesteela. It does survive. But the weirdness should disappear. Perfect. Then we can bring in a Hariyama Killer. Now, I could go for Fake Out, but I think it's a waste of my turn. I'm just going to Thunderbolt the Celesteela and Close Combat into the P2. Celesteela might protect here, but I think it's kind of useless at this point. I think Celesteela is dead. Deadio. I think you just attack with it this turn. Try and hit the Hariyama. Because you did get an attack boost, right? I believe it did. Yep, Celesteela protects. I think that was kind of a waste of the turn. I think you should have just attacked the Hariyama. Got some big damage off on it. Porygon 2 is going to go for Toxic into Magnezone. He must have given up at this point. I mean, he wouldn't have protected if he'd given up, though. I don't know what he was thinking there. Maybe he thought he wasn't going to wake up. Close Combat is going to be able to knock out the Porygon 2 from this range, even without our Guts boost. And the Celesteela gets some leftovers, but now it's up against a Magnezone and a burned Hariyama. I mean, again, he might be able to take out Hariyama, but he's not taking out the Magnetic Zone. Even if he has Earthquake Celesteela, because we do have Sturdy. Which almost makes me want to leave Sturdy on Magnezone, even if we start seeing more Celesteelas. Not that Celesteelas carry much of Earthquake anymore, because Magnezone's dropped off popularity. Excuse me. It was a vicious cycle, because Celesteela was the big thing to use It's still really big, but to use back in the day, it still gets kind of used, but not as much as it used to. And that's because Magnezone came through and started ripping it apart. And then they started running Earthquake, but it just wasn't enough. So Celesteela started dying off, and then because of that, and because Garchomp was so popular, Magnezone started dying off. I don't know what the fun Pokemon to use now is. Oh, those disconnects. At least one of those both those disconnects count as a loss. God damn it! I thought they didn't work. Okay, 1592 radio player Javi from Spain. Almost said Japan, just Spain. Gyarados, Alolan Marowak, another Celesteela, Mimikyu, Tapu Lele, and Porygon 2. So Magnezone loves this team other than the Alolan Marowak, and we can bring freaking Derpy Bug with for that. Do we go Torkoal Lilligant again just because of the Tapu Lele? Just because of the Tapu Lele? Because what would he lead against me? I would think the Tapu Lele. And then, I don't know. I don't know what he'd lead for Oranguru. Oranguru. Standing by. Red leader, standing by. I don't really need to bring Torkoal this match. Or Lilligant. So that's what makes me want to go with the lead. The only thing is if he leads Marowak. Oh, what? You know what? If he leads Marowak, we have a Arachnid sitting right next to Oranguru to scare him. So that's what we're doing. Arachnid is finally showing up, boys. So if he leads Alolan Marowak, I don't know what he'd lead with that'd really scare me. I mean, Tapu Lele. If he led Tapu Lele, Alolan Marowak, it's going to be our worst case scenario. Oranguru, Arachnid. Porygon 2 Gyarados. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. He's going to intimidate my The only thing I'm worried about here is if he goes Water EMZ and Try Attack into my Oranguru. That won't be great. So I might want to just protect this turn and get in my Hariyama. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to protect. Switch in the Hariyama. Excuse me. Oh. I almost just started replying to a chat. I forgot I was recording for a second there. But, yeah. Okay, protect. Goes for Taunt. Try Attack. Into the Oranguru. That's almost better. Because he's going to try and taunt again. I'm going to Trick Room. And I'm going to Close Combat the Porygon 2. The only thing is, I mean, if he switches into Tapu Lele, 4 times resist my Close Combat. Okay, Gyarados protects. That's fine. He might have been predicting the Fake out there. So that makes me think he didn't bring Tapu Lele then. Close Combat 1-hit KOs the Porygon 2, and we get a Trick Room. Critical hit. Don't know that mattered. It might have. And we get up our Trick Room. I mean, if anything, I still would have gone for Taunt there. If you really didn't want me to get Trick Room up, I would think you'd go Taunt and Trick Room yourself. Just because that would reverse it. Marowak comes out. Speed tiers on these mons is what's going to be the biggest issue right now. So I instruct my Hariyama and knock off. Hariyama's done its job already. Porygon 2's gone. I don't mind if he disappears. It's just if the Marowak underspeeds us. It doesn't, so this should kill it. Even at -1. Or we're not at -1. Never mind, you're dead. See ya. So another one of the big problems is gone. So the only thing is going to be if he has Tapu Lele in the back. And since it hasn't come out yet, I don't think he brought it. Which I think is a really big mistake against my team. I think this team is super Tapu Lele weak. Citrus Berry Gyarados. Why is that a thing currently? I've been seeing a ton of Citrus Berry Gyarados. He's going to Waterfall. It doesn't even knock me out, even at -1. And who comes in here? What? Why didn't you bring that in earlier? My Hariyama's ripping through your team and you just let it? That's really weird. Especially if you were predicting me to fake out your Gyarados. I would think you would leaving Gyarados taunt and switch the Tapu Lele in. I think that's where you really messed up there. Personally. That's what I personally think. I'm going to heavy slam the Tapu Lele. If he doesn't protect here, the match is going to be forfeited. Alright. I think we do one more battle for you guys just because. I mean, we're at 15 minutes, but it is a Friday episode. And I like to say, you guys do have a little bit more time to watch on Fridays. I at least assume. And this video is going to be going out late tonight. We're going out like 5 o'clock if I'm lucky. If I'm lucky. So we're going to go one more battle for you guys, especially because they were pretty quick ones anyway. So we got 24-20 for win-loss ratio, 15-33 rating. Plus this, for all we know, you know, what? For all we know, this is the last episode of this team. So we don't see Tapu Lele, but we do see the freaking, what's that thing called? Serena, which has that Majesty thing, which stops priority moves. So that would stop our fake out once again. But I think we still go Hariyama or Rangaroo and just don't care about it. We don't go for fake out turn 1 though, especially if it's on the field. I bring Magnezone and Araquanid, I think, once again. Yeah. Changes we can make. Not many. The only thing's going to be that Magnezone. We do have to make sure we have our Hariyama around long enough to take on the Magnezone. Just because that's... I mean, Torkoal can take it on, but I'm not bringing it. Should I bring it? I don't think I do. It doesn't really do much. I could lead Araquanid instead of Hariyama. Yeah. Let's do that instead. We're going to put Hariyama in the back again. This is this is the same team we just brought in the same order. So let's see if that works twice. Because we do need to keep Hariyama alive because he's the only one that can touch the Magnezone, and that's what makes me not want to lead with him. Because if he takes too many hits, he's not going to be able to take on that Magnezone. Araquanid, Arcanine. The only thing here is going to be that Arcanine can roar my Oranguru right now, but I don't know that I necessarily care about that. And I don't know if freaking Dippy-Doo Araquanid can KO an Arcanine after being intimidated. I should look that up. So I'm just going to Z-move Hydro Vortex the Arcanine. So if he wants to roar my Oranguru, actually, if he wants to roar my Oranguru, my Araquanid will outspeed his Arcanine, bop him. Perfect. This is a perfect... I love this lead. I love this lead now. It can take on the Arcanine Tapu Lele teams that have Roar. I don't know that Arcanine still carry Roar. I think they're starting to change to be a little more physical. Because everybody's ready for a special Arcanine and Roar Arcanine. At least that's what I've seen. I've seen the meta starting to switch towards a physical Arcanine. Yeah, he's going to Wild Charge. This doesn't KO me. See you in hell. Araquanid is bulky AF. He's going to liquidate the Oranguru. I think either you go for your Z move there or you go for Bug move because liquidation does not KO me. That's a Life Orb Araquanid too. So we go for our Hydro Vortex. I don't know that we needed to go for it. We could have just went for liquidation, I think, especially after his Wild Charge damage. But this ensures it. So we see Hydro Vortex come ripping through the field. Gonna do some big damage to the Arcanine. Bop, 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 bop. It's actually gonna knock him out, not just big damage. See ya, Arcanine. So no Roar from the Arcanine. Again, if he would have went for Roar, it would have been the perfect situation because we would have knocked him out. And I also think that, well, it was a physical Arcanine, so it probably didn't have Roar. It might have been Choice Band, but it did so little damage, I don't think it was. But now we got Trick Room up. Porygon 2 is going to come out. That doesn't help our situation. And it gets the attack raise. So my Araquanid went after his, so it makes me think that I'm slower unless we're speed tying. That could also be the case. I'm going to instruct my Araquanid. I could lunge his Araquanid. I think my Magnezone takes care of it, so I don't really have to worry about it. I can just liquidate. Wait. Which one drops? Which? Liquidation can drop the defense, so that's what I'm going to go for on the Porygon 2. Okay, my Araquanid goes first. Bop, bop, bop. And his Araquanid should go next. Yep, it's going to Leech Life into my Oranguru. So no Instruct. I mean, he's not gaining... Oh, he is gaining health. When did he get hurt? Life Orb? Yeah, Life Orb damage. Life Orb damage is what that was, I guess. And then Thunderbolt. Oh, he reverses the Trick Room. Very good. Very good. But now I bring in Magnezone. Because I want to get rid of the Araquanid. What? Alright. So I go for Thunderbolt into the Araquanid. And do I bother protecting my own Araquanid here? I don't think I do. I go for another... Actually, I go for Liquidation into his Araquanid. Because my Magnezone outspeed, so it'll knock out the Araquanid if he stays in. But if he switches into Garchomp, then I pop. Oh, he protects! No! No! Porygon 2 goes to Toxic onto my rack. I think that was a waste of your turn. So he has Toxic, he has Trick Room. He might not have Thunderbolt then, which is really strange. Thunderbolt. Liquidation. Curiouser and Curiouser. So once again, Thunderbolt, Liquidate. I could go for In Power Ice, expecting the Garchomp, but again, it might not be Garchomp in the back either. And I really don't care about this Porygon 2 right now. It could cause issues not taking care of it, but Hariyama takes care of it. So it's just making sure that it's not able to do a bunch of damage to us while we're trying to get rid of the other Pokemon, which is a cause for concern for sure. Yeah, but he really doesn't want to switch. I don't think he wants to switch in that Pokemon because it's going to be taking 2 hits. And if he doesn't switch, he does switch into Serena. I mean, it resists both my hits, but I don't know that you necessarily want to go for that. Ice Beam into the Magnezone. He's going to try and kick me. Thunderbolt. Does next to nothing. Well, actually, it did quite a bit for what I thought it was going to do. Liquidation will do less. Drop. Okay, there's a poison on the Araquanid. Okay, so we've seen Ice Beam, Toxic, and Trick Room on that Porygon 2. So its last move, I assume, is Recover. So I'm going to protect my Magnezone, and I'm going to lunge into the Serena. The Serena protects here. I mean, doesn't protect here. If it goes for Jump Kick or some fighting type move into Magnezone, it's a perfect scenario. If it protects, then we are a little bit sad. Because I do have to keep my Magnezone alive for the... dang it. It did protect. Shoot, dang. Magnezone protects. Porygon 2 comes to Recover. I do not care what that Porygon 2 is doing. And Lunge. It's going to do nothing. Little more burn for me. I mean, Toxic, sorry. So, I switch Magnezone into Hariyama. And I lunge again. Into the Serena. I don't necessarily think that Porygon 2's Ice Beam gets us from here. It is resisted, and Araquanid's got some big HP. Well, it doesn't have big HP, but it's got big special defense. I know that much. I liked how Serena was moving, like doing her weight animation. High jump kick, there it is. Ow. We kind of eat that. Ice Beam into the Araquanid. Can we eat this? Take it. Yes, just enough. And lunge. Perfect. This should knock out. What? That didn't knock out? Araquanid, my dude. I know you're... Oh, and it's a berry. Because the Araquanid was intimidated, we weren't able to take out a lunge. I mean, I guess the only thing we could have really done is frickin' Deacon's Goose. What's it called? If we had Leech Life on the Araquanid, maybe we would be in a better position, because in this turn I don't know what I really could have done. Because I could have Leech Life and taken out the Serena on the following turn. But then we're still losing Hariyama, most likely. So I close combat the Porygon 2, and I go for... I wonder what we'll do more, Flash Cannon or Hidden Power Ice? I'm going to go Hidden Power Ice on the Serena. What? Wait, what? What is that Hidden Power? Why did it not say very effective? What is this Hidden Power? We freeze anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's such garbage. Well, first off, so this Magnezone. So it turned out it was one of its siblings that had Hidden Power Ice, and I got rid of it. So then I went into Power Saves and changed its IVs, so it should have been Hidden Power Ice, but it's apparently not super effective on Serena. Oh, I was going to Protect there. I got so flustered because of the... Oh, we didn't die. And we eat our citrus. I mean, it doesn't necessarily matter in the long run. Porygon 2 goes for another Ice Beam. God, it's such garbage that he froze us. And we stay frozen anyway. God, what hidden power is on this stupid Magnezone? It's supposed to be Ice. I'm going to try and Protect if I Thaw and he goes for High Jump Kick and knocks... Ooh! There's a chance. I mean, there actually is no chance because of the Porygon 2. We won't be able to knock it out, but there we go. And if he's complaining on his side about that, you can buzz off. You just froze me, my dude. I mean, our damage output's going to be higher than the Porygon 2's, but I don't know that we outspeed this Araquanid right now, because it doesn't look like he's hard Trick Room with his Mons. I don't even know that we knock out the Araquanid, to be honest with you. I mean, if he doesn't think he can outspeed us, he protects and goes for Ice Beam again, just to get a little bit of chippy. Yeah, I should have Thunderbolted the Porygon, but at this point I don't think it matters. Let's see how much... Oh. Okay. That was actually a pretty good move there. But again, I don't know if he's 0 speed IV on his Araquanid or not. If he is, he underspeeds us. If he's not, I don't know if he does. Yeah, he outspeeds. Okay. That was a good move right there. That was a good move. I'm just trying to think. On the turn that we froze, if we hadn't frozen, even if we hadn't frozen, we were using a not very effective move on the Serena, because apparently our hidden power is wrong. But had we not clicked too fast and not been frozen, then the Flash Cannon, I mean, a few things could have been better. If we had Leech Life on the Araquanid, or if we had switched out at some point to get rid of the Intimidate, and then had we used Flash Cannon instead of Hidden Power Ice and not gotten frozen. I don't know that necessarily would have saved us, though. Just because the Hariyama was already down. So, I do not know. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll probably be here with a new team next week, so we're looking forward to that. If not, we'll be back with this team, try it out again. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you next time. Stay sharp, everyone.